Happy Friday, everybody. The reason why I came back this afternoon is because there was a lot of questions that came in from my Facebook posting this morning. And I just wanted to answer them a little bit more because I think that people are starting to understand that more is not always better, meaning that you can't eat yourself healthy. It's impossible. And understand something, that we have been taught to overconsume food. Okay, so let's get 3 meals a day. Let's get 3 snacks a day. Sounds like you've been programmed by a corporation. Yeah, like the health industry. So the health industry and the food industry will get you to eat as much as you can. Okay, I'm not trying to pick on anyone. That's just the way it is. Okay, so the more you eat, the more money you spend. And understand something. You know, I found health when I gave up 70 to 75% of the food. Okay, so you can believe it or not believe it. I eat 1/4 of what I used to eat, and I'll tell you right now, I'm 300% the person. So understand this, that digestion takes more energy than anything else that in the human body. Did you know that in three meals a day, the same energy that it takes for 3 meals, you can walk 20 miles. Okay, did you know that in most cases, because people don't know how to live and don't know how to eat, I mean, that's just obvious. I mean, you know, the majority of the population is sick, all right? They're sick. They have sick beliefs in eating, so now they have a sick body. And all of those beliefs are given to us by our government, by the medical system, and by food corporations. God love them. Not trying to poke at them. I know you think I am, but I'm not. The reality is that the less you eat and the better you eat, the longer you live and the healthier you live. That's it. That's all. You know, it's not genetics that are going to decide how long you live and what illness you're going to have. It's what's in your mind first. We already know the genome project was a complete fail. They spent billions on it, millions, billions. And guess what? They found out that genetics have very little to do with your illness. And understand something. You don't pass on genetics, you pass on habits. And I like to call that the family curse, because I'd say only 1 out of 10,000 families pass on what we would call the family blessing. And that means that you are in harmony with nature. And you know this, that drinking structured water has tons of hydrogen, tons of energy in it. And that, guess what? People will go and eat because what? Oh, I'm tired, so I need food. No, you don't. You need to calm down your brain. You need to go drink a couple glasses of structured water and connect to your breath, and your energy comes back. All right? Okay. So, you know what? I have no energy, so I need to eat more. I need to snack more. Well, it's killing you. All right? So most of the time, it's because our bowels aren't moving properly that we get very exhausted, because we overwork our digestive tract, and we also put the wrong foods in our digestive tract. Let me tell you something. When I mention to people that, you know, fasting, you know what? People are programmed. First thing they say, if I miss a meal, I have a headache, I get migraines, I can't go on. And I go, well, that shows how programmed you are. And the thing is that right now, you see what I'm doing? Okay, so I'm running my clinic right now. We've got a lot going on. And this morning I started doing a 5-hour, I already said it earlier, I did a 5-hour consultation for a whole community of 150 people. I'm gonna do another 5 hours in 2 weeks. But the reality is I haven't eaten for 5 days. I've only drank water. But I've done a few other things. I haven't eaten any food. But what I do is I realize that I'm an infinite being. Now, let me get to the fasting part. So the reality is, okay, when you fast, okay, it's called autophagy. Did you know that you release more stem cells when you fast than anything else? Did you know that if you do a 12-day water fast, not expecting you to do that right now, but if you can do a 12-day water fast, that's worth $100,000 to $125,000 of stem cell therapy. So understand something, nobody ever died from fasting. They died from fasting for a long time and then ate a steak maybe. There was maybe one person I ever heard of, but who would do that? You don't throw your body into a crisis like that. So nobody gets injured from fasting. They might go through some what we would call healing crisis, but I teach you how to not have a healing crisis. So yes, healing crisis can be normal, and that's the dis-ease coming to the surface, but we can teach you how to minimize that right down. Okay? So here's the deal. So if you've never fasted before, then do intermittent fasting. If you go to my Perfect Day Guide, and it's in my library, and it's called the Perfect Day Guide, and you go to around page 40, you can learn about intermittent fasting. And that means where maybe from 6 o'clock until 12 o'clock the next day or 10 o'clock the next day, you're not going to eat. But you're going to take in lots of great water and liquids and things of that nature, because you've got to rest your digestive tract. You know what? Everybody that I know has digestive disorders. Now, if you were feeling like you were breaking down and you went on a holiday, what will that do for you? Well, you'll come back feeling revived, right? So now your digestive tract, why can't you just stop just shoving things into it? Because it needs a break. It needs to detoxify. Okay, it's this long tube, a muscular tube, and it needs to rest sometimes. All right, so look at intermittent fasting first. Then look at fasting 1 day a week, okay? And just, you can fast on water, but here's the deal. I've been going 5 days. I'm going to show you something. In 5 days, this is what I do. I do SAC ionic calcium because I'll tell you why. Because it's an ion. It doesn't turn on my digestive tract. And it buffers my pH, my blood pH. And it also, because I'm not eating, it's pulling the calcium back into my bones more efficiently than anything else. Because that's what happens. You can't get osteoporosis unless you lose bone calcium. And you don't lose it. It's not like you pee it out. The bone calcium is going into your joints and into your muscles and into your organs. And that's what we call aging. And the reason why we have such osteoporosis on this planet is because, not this planet, but in this country, North America, I should say, United States and Canada, is because we do dairy. We eat too much animal products, okay? And we get too inflamed, and the calcium is used to put out the fire so that you don't get cancer. That's the deal, okay? The next thing I do is I do ATP. I probably did ATP about 5 times today. ATP are life crystals. They go in and they generate energy. They help to repair mitochondria. And guess what? So the SAC calcium merigen bypasses the Krebs cycle. Oh my gosh, so does this. And this tastes sweet, but guess what? It doesn't turn on your digestive tract because it's a 5-carbon sugar. And it's called life crystals. So it's going to jack up your energy and help to fix your mitochondria. Now, people that have any type of brain dysfunction, okay, Alzheimer's or dementia, we'll put them on this product when we fast them. And guess who should fast? Anybody with any condition, because it works from A to Z. So we'll put them on pineal, which will also help to fix the mitochondria, also create energy, but it also works where? On the pineal gland in the brain. All right. So when we're doing somebody that is emotional, somebody that has mood swings, somebody that has been depressed for a while, and we want to get them on a fast, okay? To fast, we put them on Divine Vine. It works on the thyroid, and it also works on the hormones to balance the moods. I mean, this is called a lifesaver. They call this the divorce saver, okay? Because it does that. Now, so what we've talked about is we've talked about the life crystals, and we talked about the SAC calcium. The other thing we can do is fulvic. Why can we do fulvic? Because fulvic doesn't turn on the digestive tract. And what does it do? It carries in over 40 different nutrients that are in your body already. It doesn't have nutrition in it. And it drops it off in the cell, but it also hydrates better into the cell, brings hydration into the cell, and it will carry out 3 times its weight in acidity and heavy metals. So that's really crucial. All right? And the next thing that we do is also in the morning first thing, you should take like about a quart or a liter and put a level tablespoon of Himalayan salt in it in warm water and drink it so that you do a bowel flush, okay? So even though I did that as well, I still do daily cleansing tea before I go to bed at night. So the daily cleansing tea is not a stimulant or a laxative. So we want to make sure that our bowels are moving because we're not eating a lot, okay? So I've had bowel movements, 2 bowel movements a day for the last 5 days. So where's it all coming from? Well, I guess I'm just full of it, right? There you go. The other thing you want to do when you do a fast is you want to look at doing what we call a coffee enema. Guys, get over it. Nothing cleans the liver and helps the gallbladder more than doing a coffee enema. So That's called S.A. Wilson coffee. And then you get this stainless steel bucket that has a tube on it. And believe it or not, I'm going to start doing a lot of videos showing you all kinds of things to take your power back. You know, you can say, oh, I'll never shove anything up my butt. Well, go ahead, don't. But the reality is your liver has been purifying everything for you for years. What about the chemicals in the air, in the water, in the food? And what about all the prescription drugs that you're on or have been on? You know what? Your liver is holding everything. You know, you take anybody that's had like any type of drugs or chemo, radiation, it's all sitting in there. And that's why only 2.23 people are surviving after 5 years of doing chemo, because the chemo actually eats away their body and the radiation actually eats away their body. So that's why you've got to detoxify of this stuff. So understand something. We got to get the cork out of the butt so that we get the bowels moving. We got to get the filter cleaned, which is your liver. And I'm telling you right now, spend all the money you want, get all the herbals you want, and let people tell you that they're doing a liver cleanse on you. And I'll tell you that that's not true. And I'll meet anybody online on my show anytime to tell you that herbs will help, but herbs will not clean or detoxify your liver. Coffee enema does. And when you do the coffee enema, we also use black gold when we brew the coffee, okay? And then we strain that out, and then the black gold's in here to really suck up the acid, really suck up the heavy metals, all right? That's gonna go in the coffee, in the enema. And then we also put in there what's called tummy love, okay? And tummy love is this right here. What does tummy love do? Well, tummy love reinstates the good bacteria better than taking good bacteria. Do you ever notice when you take good bacteria, you don't reinstate mummy's bacteria? Because the only bacteria that you want to bring back to life is mummies. And everybody has mummies, no matter how much antibiotics or chemo you have. Even if you have one bacteria from mummy, you can, by doing the right things and cleansing, you can have trillions within days. So don't kid yourself. And that's why we always, I don't want to get off track, but that's why when we eat, we always want to do like fruits and vegetables and grains and lentils and beans, because it's the fiber that doesn't digest, and then it ferments and it goes in as compost into your large intestine and revives everything. So I know I'm a little off track here. Don't mean to be. So when you do a coffee enema, if you can't do a coffee enema, because some people can't because they're too inflamed, the coffee excites them too fast, you can do a warm water enema first to bring out some of the waste, bring down some of the inflammation. And what you do is you put fulvic acid and tummy love into the warm water coffee enema, so it draws off the inflammation, because that's what it'll do. And then you can start your coffee enema. And some people say, I can't get any coffee into me, can't get anything into me, I'm so jammed up. Well, that's because your colon's twisted. So then what you want to do is when you put it into the rectum, you want to open up the valve and you want to squeeze the tube gentle so it just trickles in. And then when you feel a little pressure, you turn it off and then you relax. I go through all this with you. It's in the Fasting for the Perfect Life, for Fasting for Perfect Health, and it's in my library. If you go to Doc of Detox Library, you can watch the video, you can read the book. Also on Do It Yourself, I tell you how to do a coffee enema up in DIY Do It Yourself on YouTube. So understand, some of the most powerful things in your life are going to be what? Not cost you anything. Go look at your Do It Yourself with the pelvic expander on YouTube and find out why your pelvis is the holy grail, why you want to put one leg up and one leg hang down so that you open up your pelvis. Also, take a look at how to do pelvic activation squat. You do that a few times a day and get yourself and build yourself a pelvic expander, or you can call Dean Saleo of Saleo Wellness, and he makes these pelvic expanders. It's going to open up. You wouldn't have endometriosis, you wouldn't have bowel problems, bladder problems, you wouldn't have cysts on your ovaries, you wouldn't have a prolapsed pelvis or prolapsed bladder or uterus or colon if you do this stuff. We got to take our life back, everyone. Isn't this last few weeks telling you you've got to take your life back? I hope you get this, all right? So by doing the coffee enema, by doing the things I said, by drinking structured water and drinking enough of it, okay? And learning how to connect to your breath, all right? Let me tell you something. Why do you want to fast? Well, I don't know. Did you ever hear of a guy named Jesus? Please, seriously. Okay, so why would Jesus fast for so long? Jesus would fast for so long because he was a spirit in a physical body. And he wanted to bring his vibration up as high as possible so that he could talk to his Father. Now, whether you believe in that or not, it doesn't matter. The reality is, well, it does matter, but it doesn't matter. You can believe in whatever you want. But the reality is to actually bring your spirit up, bring your vibration up. That's when you get clarity. You can't have disease in the body. Listen to me. Sick mind before a sick body. That's it. You've got sick beliefs. You don't know who you are, but you're not a sick person. I don't mean you're sick in the mind. I just have sick beliefs. And the thing is once you really understand that you are an infinite human being, okay, all right? You're an infinite human being, and you have limited yourself because you believe the BS out there, the dysfunctional belief system. And I want to help you unleash this. I know I'm coming on Facebook the second time today, but I just really felt I wanted to do this and share this with you. I want to share a whole bunch of information. You know what they tell me? They say, Daryl, don't go on Facebook more than once because nobody wants to listen to you. Well, here's hoping that you do. So I'm here anyways. Now, the other thing is, when you're doing a fast, or even when you're not doing a fast, do you know that bowel cancer is going through the roof, especially rectal cancer? We have suppositories that are 250 milligrams of CBD. Nobody has that. You put that into your rectum, or you put that into the other place if you're a woman, okay? Guess what that's gonna do for inflammation and helping to heal? So, take your power back. Let me tell you something. No doctor's going to heal you. No practitioner is going to heal you. I'm definitely not going to heal you. I can't heal anyone. I can give you healing tips, healing strategies, but I cannot heal you. And you know what? When's the last time that you changed someone? You can only change yourself. So change yourself, become the best authentic you that you can so that you can teach your children and stop the family curse. Isn't that what it's all about, to stop the family curse? It's just like this. I have a talk with my kids and family all the time. We are not a judgment family. We are a justice family. We are not a judgment family. We are a justice family. And what does that mean by justice? That means that we are going to love and honor and respect and protect ourselves first and foremost. And we're going to teach that to everyone else so that we can only bring love home and health home to the house. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you should get to see the phone calls I'm getting about people that are getting stressed right out because some husband in his home has never learned how to manage his emotions and he's terrorizing his wife and his children. You think I'm kidding? Then why are the 911 calls the greatest they've ever been, with calls of men abusing, emotionally and physically abusing their family? So you men, you better learn how to detoxify your liver, where you store all your bloody anger and hate, and get the cork out of your butt and start listening to your wives, because they're the caretakers, so that they can calm you down and so that you can learn about self-love and self-care so that you can then become part of the family. All right. Everybody have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful weekend. And go to my Perfect Day Guide. Read about the perfect day around page 40, how to eat, how to start looking after yourself in intermittent fasting, and then go take a look at fasting for perfect health. And if you send me an email to quickstart@docofdetox.com, I'll send you my 7 empowering steps. And you might think to yourself, wow, he just wants to sell his products. Well, don't buy any products from me, but learn all the things that I'm asking you to do, from enemas to pelvic squat, to drinking lots of structured water, to starting to eat a fresh and raw diet. You know what? You can only vibrate as high as the food you eat and the things you think. God bless. And I do mean God bless you, because you've been blessed already. Okay? Bye now.